D'Zama, the musical Vagabond. Book by Sarah Smith. Music by Owen Broder. Lyrics by Benjamin Tissell. Scene 1. A private residence, Portland, Oregon, July 1985. D'Zama, age 85, rocks gingerly in her chair. A clock ticks audibly, a bird song can be heard. She whistles an easy tune in response. An unseen mail carrier stuffs several letters through the door mail slot, causing a metallic slam, and she startles alert.
Gets me every time.
She gathers herself and crosses to the mail. She brings the letters to her chair. She uses a letter opener to free the letters from their envelopes.
Dear D'Zama Murielle, the Library Association of Portland gratefully acknowledges your gift of 3 copies of Salzburg in Spasms by D'Zama Murielle.
She pierces the letter onto a receipt spike.
Dear D'Zama Murielle, we would be happy to hear your ideas on the lecture series Musical Vagabond. Please write to the above address so that we may coordinate a time to hear your ideas in full.
She pierces the letter onto a different receipt spike.
Dear Miss Murielle, thank you on behalf of the Children's Museum for your generous donation of 167 musical instruments and accompanying photographs. The display has garnered attention from museum visitors of all ages.
She pierces that letter onto the first receipt spike.
Dear Miss, we have given careful consideration to D'Zama Murielle's autobiography, From the Womb to the Worm, and regret we cannot find a spot for it in the Reader's Digest. Thank you, however, for giving us the chance to look at it. Sincerely, Associate Editor Robert Reynolds.
D'Zama crosses to a hanging collection of rejection letters. The collection is as large as the space. She adds the new letter to the display.
Ask me whether...
A kettle sings.
Ask me if what I have done is my life.
She exits to the kitchen. Seth, D'Zama's 79-year-old brother, knocks and unlatches the door.
Hello? It's Seth. Jeez.
He struggles to push open the door as a pile of sheet music sits in the way.
What are you gonna do with all this? What are we gonna do with all this? God, what would Mama say? I didn't bring enough boxes. I'm gonna go get some more boxes. I'll be back.
He exits. D'Zama re-enters with her tea.
No, it should have been 172 instruments. The collection was 172 musical instruments. The bells. Did I forget the bells?
She unknowingly knocks over a folder and the contents spill across the floor. She bends to pick up the papers and knocks over 3 more folders with her behind.
No! 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 No!
Her tea spills.
No! Oh! What good is it worth? I thought I was someone. I could have been someone.
A flurry of people from D'Zama's life build a mosaic in motion, and they prepare her for travel.
Are you listening? Is the life you live the life your life had planned? Hear it whispering, there's a melody just waiting for a band.
I'll understand.
Leave an echo, leave a handprint on the weathered wall of time. Feel the wind blow, it carries back and forward down the line.
Say it plainly this time.
Through a window, looking out or looking in, you see a light. Where will it go? Will the melody inside your soul survive?
Ensemble has outfitted D'Zama for her arrival. She holds a briefcase, suitcase, and instrument. She wears brogues, tweed, and a hat.
Hello? Can anyone hear me? I'm feeling quite lost.
As the music plays, the lights shift, and over time, a wilderness is revealed. D'Zama begins walking. Within the wilderness, Vincent van Gogh appears. D'Zama approaches him.
Yes, do you know where... Do I know you have... I've been walking for some time. I'm looking. I was looking for the inn, the hotel.
She sets down her load and searches her pockets for a paper.
If I hadn't found you, my next move would have been to climb one of these trees to get a better look. What happened to the trees? Are we in Salzburg? The trees have changed.
You found me?
Found you? My friend, I believe you have found me, and I'm not even certain we are indeed found.
Van Gogh offers her a hand to usher D'Zama forward.
But I am most eager to arrive. Danke. Dankeschön. Thank you, then.
You're welcome.
A breeze blows through the trees of the wilderness.
Oh, well, that's quite nice. That whisper. F major. Susurration. Do you know a word for this? This sound? Hast du ein Wort für diesen Klang?
Ja.
Ja?
Jazz.
Jazz.
Are you listening?
I'm trying to listen.
Are you seeing the
These
signs?
riddles and rhymes.
By persisting,
I'm trying to listen.
learning the
The
time.
song in my mind.
Are you listening?
I'm trying to listen.
What to find?
For time.
By persisting,
I'm trying to listen.
just open your
promise begins to fade as D'Zama turns to find the reception desk of the Grand Hotel de l'Europe. Scene 3, the Grand Hotel, Salzburg, 1935.
Jazz.
Jazz.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yes. D'Zama Murielle checking in from America for the Salzburg Festival, the Salzburger Festspiel mit der Musikern, das Orchestra. Ich bin der Conductor. Der Dirigent?
Dirigent.
Yeah, Dirigent. A long day. Slow thinking.
From America?
Yeah, yes, from America. Oh, my dogs are really barking. I took a horse and a train and, oh, what a boat. Oh, a ship. Ein Boot.
Dogs?
No dogs.
Your dogs?
No, just me.
Your dogs really barking?
Oh, yes, my dogs, my feet. I wish to rest.
Of course. Here is your room key.
Danke. Which?
Up on the third level.
Third.
Yes.
Danke. And the, what's the word? Der Neubaugebäude?
Toilet. Our toilet is up on level 2.
1.
Yes.
Second.
She waves her room key.
Third.
Yes.
Second first, then third. Danke.
Scene 4, the Grand Hotel de l'Europe, toilet. D'Zama holds a large white bowl filled with water. She looks for a surface to place the bowl. She tries atop the toilet, but cannot navigate how to dip her entire head in, either standing or kneeling. She notices a window ledge and balances the bowl on the window and attempts to stand on her toes and dip her hair in sideways. As she tilts her head, she notices a small waste bin. It's out of reach. She keeps one hand on the bowl and reaches, first with her other hand, then with her foot, to reach the bin. While trying to scoot it closer, she loses her balance. The water basin begins to slip off the window. She catches the basin, and with no other option, she places the bowl on the floor. D'Zama bends at the hips to dunk her hair, but it will not work. She squats to dip her hair, but cannot bend properly toward the basin. In frustration, she stands again. D'Zama unfastens her skirt and hangs it on the window. But quickly realizing the risk, she snatches her skirt and drapes it carefully over the waste bin. She kneels on the floor and sees that she'll be able to wet and wash her hair while kneeling. Suddenly, something on the floor pricks her knee and she winces in pain. And now realizing she could get a run in her stockings from kneeling, she removes her shoes and stockings. As she works on her shoes and stockings, she battles her blouse's collar from dropping around her face and blocking her view. Finally, she pulls off her blouse in a flurry of quiet fury. An abrupt knock on the bathroom door.
Who's there?
No answer. D'Zama kneels, places her hands on either side of the bowl. Another knock.
Who's there?
No answer.
An American, that we can assume.
Another knock.
Yes, who is it? He who hesitates is lost.
D'Zama plunges her head into the bowl, swooshes and brings her hair back up. She checks and finds suds. She dips her hair again and uses one hand to squeeze out the bubbles and the other to steady herself. Having used both hands now to try and wring out any remaining suds, she reaches her dripping hands clumsily around in pursuit of a towel. She reaches blindly all around her, but cannot find one. She finally fumbles onto her blouse. She realizes the sacrifice, but uses it to pat at least her eyes, so she can reorient herself in the bathroom. D'Zama spots a towel hanging on the far side of the commode. It's out of reach from where she kneels. Suddenly, Jacques cracks the door open.
D'Zama! D'Zama, come now! Weingartner is conducting.
Do you have a pass?
No, have you?
No.
We can sneak onto the balcony through the door nearest the stage.
Oh, but it's against regulations, Jacques. Let me get dressed.
Please get dressed. When did you ever worry about the regulations, D'Zama?
Oh, no, wait. Weingartner, he's meant to be with us, the conducting students in the Great Hall.
Yes, in 1/2 hour. So there is still time.
Yes, I agree. Oh, my hair! Oh, blueberry sauce! Oh!
D'Zama, it is raining, so as you tell us, hard with the animals from the sky.
Raining cats and dogs, eh? Yeah, that's just fine.
D'Zama shoves an umbrella into his hand.
Prestissimo, Jacques. Let's go.
D'Zama and Jacques exit and immediately enter Felsen Reitschule rehearsal hall, drenched in rain, the umbrella beyond repair. The two take turns looking down at the stage.
Weingartner is off.
Well, then who is conducting now?
It's...
Jacques. Is it Bruno Walter? Jacques.
D'Zama pushes past Jacques.
Toscanini. Toscanini stands as the conduit between the heavens and the horsehairs. Toscanini conducting Beethoven's Fidelio.
Where are you going?
Well, let's pass quietly through to find a seat.
No, D'Zama, we already sound like the charge of the light brigade.
Oh, our director is too preoccupied to hear us.
No, Maestro Toscanini becomes annoyed with any distracting noises. He will dash off the podium.
Well, then I will find a seat.
And he'll stay off until he feels like rehearsing again.
D'Zama finds a rusty old seat.
Oh, the hinges, D'Zama. Oh.
D'Zama lets go of the seat to adjust her coat. Silence. After an age of moments, Toscanini resumes.
You sit in your seat and you soon overheat from embarrassment, knowing your shame is complete, but you're here and you're damned if you're on a retreat, so you keep on keeping time. I'm taking the sound, I think of the world and all the music I found. The woman is the wars, the emptiness fills, the future is full of the grandest legatos and dreams. I stare at the stage.
Girl Scouts, Boston, Massachusetts, June 1930.
At the end of the rehearsal, we stand and applaud the genius for 5 minutes. My vision blurs from the tears.
Well, my, how invigorating. Any questions for Miss Murielle, Maestro Murielle, girls?
What's that switch stick for?
My pa uses one like that, but it has bristles on it.
Mine too.
My pa doesn't use it for playing music.
Mine neither.
He says when I turn 8, he'll need to find a bigger one.
Mine too.
How come you move your arms like that?
How come you're looking that way?
Is that what you're doing?
Yeah. You playing music with it?
How come you're a lady?
A friend appears in the doorway.
D'Zama.
We'll leave those burning questions for next week.
Miss Muriel!
Well, tonight is the closing performance at the Ancram School, and I mustn't be late for my own downbeat.
D'Zama.
Well, remember to practice.
D'Zama rushes to the exit.
Yes, I know.
But D'Zama.
But I don't remember eating breakfast, and there was no time between lessons for lunch. Did you eat? Well, we'll ask to eat before the 11 p.m. at Elks, and surely things will slow by the end of the...
D'Zama. Western Union called.
He hands over a telegram.
Macon Symphony being organized. Stop. Hurry down. Stop. Apply for conductor's job. Stop. Love Dinks. Oh, and hurry down. I must.
She checks her purse.
Who's Dinks?
Oh, a friend from conservatory. 9 nickels.
9 nickels? You've not been paid yet.
Well, for what?
For the rehearsals and the performances at the school.
Oh, the Ancram School has no budget to pay a would-be conductor. The chance on the podium was payment enough. I'll find a way.
A train whistle sounds.
Macon?
Macon.
Georgia?
Georgia.
D'Zama? Here.
He offers D'Zama a bill.
Of course not. This isn't charity.
I owed you.
What, did you imagine I was charging interest? I cannot take this.
Another train whistle.
Take it. Write to me.
All aboard! Final call! 2375.
23.75. What if I have 20 and I play you a ditty at each station stop?
Last call!
The train hisses and chugs away from the station. A bicycle bell tinkles off stage and a boy rides on.
$15?
$15?
And 9 nickels?
And 9 nickels? Woo!
The boy scoops the money and leaves her the bicycle. He skips away.
It's never too late to learn. Or is it, once you learn, you've never forgot?
She opens her suitcase to examine the bare necessities.
Sheet music. Stick. Food. Oh, I'm hungry. I'll find food, and the food will find me. Okay, these clothes are plenty. Oh, my brilliant green gown. Brogues and tweeds for now.
She places her belongings into a makeshift trunk fastened to the bicycle. She paints a sign on the rear that reads, "From Boston to Macon, Georgia," and a sign on the side that reads, "We'll conduct bands and orchestras for any worthy cause while en route." D'Zama attempts to bicycle.
Ride, D'Zama, ride, though you wobble side to side. If you only stay upright, you'll be on your way tonight. Ride, D'Zama, ride, pedal past that fear inside. Feel the rhythm and the ride. This could finally be your time.
I bobbled all the way to East Newton Street, to Charles River Basin to escape the heat. Down the Esplanade, and oh my God, my aching feet is exhilarating to be making such a speed.
Hey kid, don't be a menace, slow it down on the pier. It's a $20 ticket if you're speeding through here.
Officer, I'm sorry, I was lost in the thrill, but instead of slowing down, I'm going faster still.
Ride, D'Zama, ride, cross the Mason-Dixon line. You are racing against time for the future you design. Ride, D'Zama, ride, to the music in your mind, and the future you will find when your planets will align.
Hey lady, have you seen this article in the news? It's the bio of a biker and a
dog. You're flying down the highway south, feel the winds go round and round. D'Zama, you'll make it down to Georgia. Take a chance and make your mark, to play the song inside your heart. D'Zama, no one else can do it for ya.
I'm on my own.
D'Zama rides her bicycle. A truck horn sounds. Another truck horn. A third truck horn.
You are determined.
Well, seeing as how you're a lady, I want to give you a lift.
How many times shall I kindly decline?
Oh, let me give you a lift. Go on and put your bicycle in the bed for a spell.
Thunder rumbles in the distance.
Storms a brewing.
The thunder rumbles again. D'Zama looks into the sky and then stows her bicycle.
Atta girl, shove that gear out the way.
D'Zama puts her bicycle in the bed and gets in the cab. They drive.
How fortunate. Well, I say, how fortunate. The timing, it's incredible. My, how stunning. Are those the Blue Ridge Mountains?
What you say?
The mountain range there. Are those the Blue Ridge Mountains?
Yes, ma'am. More like the White Ridge Mountains.
Indeed.
He turns onto a back road.
Where are you going?
Now, keep your shirt on, girlie.
Well, I had no intention of taking it off.
Is that right? God done emptied his water cans all over this country.
If you'll kindly stop the truck.
That's exactly what I'm doing. That soil's turned into goo.
Please stop. I want to get out.
You're gonna sink into them ruts. Get yourself real stuck.
He cuts the engine.
I rather do feel stuck.
There ain't no business along this road. We'll rest here for tonight.
What a godforsaken spot.
D'Zama opens the truck door, a buzz from a brood of cicadas.
Yeah, down here the skeeters buzz loud and they bite. You'll be safer and snug in the cabin with company.
I will gratefully rest in the bed.
Sure, lady.
He gets out of the truck and lifts D'Zama's bicycle out of the bed. D'Zama tosses her topcoat down and stretches out. He lingers.
Thank you. Yes?
Oh, nah, nothing. If and you don't want company. You sure you don't want company? All right, all right. I ain't doing nothing. I'll be in the cab.
He gets back into the truck and closes the door. To keep awake, D'Zama puts her hands under her head, but she falls asleep instantly and jerks awake a moment later. She sits up and leans against the side, but falls asleep again and slouches over. She flinches alert. She notices there's a rifle in the corner of the truck bed. She moves towards it, decides to reach for it, but changes her mind.
Why?
She crouches to reach the rifle, picks it up, lies down with it in her arms. And then D'Zama hears the truck door handle click. The door hinge groans. She scoots to a corner and pulls her coat over her body with the rifle. Ulmer creeps around the truck bed, loosens his belt, and pulls at D'Zama's coat with his left hand. He holds a revolver in his right. He whips the coat away.
Why the rifle?
Why the revolver?
Oh, what's your hurry, sister?
Sister, nothing. Let me go!
They struggle. A gunshot. D'Zama breaks free, grabs her bike, and pushes into her pedals with all of her strength.
Ride, summer, ride, through the day and through the night, till you finally arrive at the place you feel alive.
Right, D'Zama. Forgive the mistake. Carry the lesson. Forgive the mistake. Carry the lesson.
Ride, Zama, ride, Zama, ride, Zama, ride.
Scene 7. Macon, Georgia, September 1930. D'Zama walks her bike and rings the door of Dinks's house. The doorman gasps and quickly brings a handkerchief to his nose.
Oh, peddlers and delivery boys must use the alley entrance.
That may be, but I cannot pedal a single stroke more. And even if I could, I am a guest of Dinks. Could I use the front entrance, please?
Ms. Dinks.
Yes. We went to conservatory music.
Dinks
Conservatory.
is not here.
Ah, I see. Well, she sent me this telegram, an invitation, really. I've traveled from.
Boston.
Yes. My hope, I suppose our hope is that I can.
Conduct bands.
So she mentioned me.
I can also read. What has happened to you?
Oh, yes, of course. Look, I know I am a sore sight for eyes, but I haven't slept on a soft surface since Virginia.
Virginia?
And that must have been 4 weeks ago? My time.
Your hostess has been expecting you.
He produces a note from his breast pocket.
I'm to give you this note, should you turn up.
Oh, marvelous. Well, here I am. Dearest D'Zama, we thought you'd never get here. We've taken a trip to Florida. Oh, if you're reading this, settle yourself in and make use of any comforts you should like. We'll return shortly and I shall introduce you to Glenn Merritt's. He's just been selected as conductor of the newly organized Macon Symphony Orchestra. We have so much to catch up on, so rest yourself. My warmest regards and welcome to our home, Dinks. Well, that's fine. Well, good news for your city.
Indeed, he arrived last week.
Oh, well, that's fine. Arrived.
From Boston, miss. He traveled by train.
That's good. Oh, it's a good thing. It's a...
D'Zama collapses.
Ruthie, I need some help.
Oh, the heat? These delivery boys.
This happens to be a guest.
A woman. She's burning up.
Let's get her to bed immediately.
Look at these rashes. Heat blisters, you think?
Shingles.
Scene 8. Bed rest in Macon. D'Zama lies in bed.
I'm angry. I'm feeling angry. There is anger.
Suddenly, the wilderness folds around D'Zama and Mingus appears.
Who are you?
Nah, who are you?
Thoroughly stumped. And my name is D'Zama.
No, D'Zama. What's in there that's making you grip on so tight?
I'm not gripping. I simply want to work. I have useful energy in my body.
Then get up.
What?
Get dressed. You've been angry in that bed for weeks and...
First I had shingles.
Get out of that bed, D'Zama, before that anger runs out. Are you breathing? Your heart is on time. Feel it seething. Turning up a rhythm and rock. Are you listening?
I know this, I've been here, this in-between place. Is somebody out there, please show me your face. It's been a long journey, I don't understand. I'm wondering, return me to where I began.
Are you listening? Are you listening?
Destination assigned by my fate.
Destination? Who's to say you haven't already arrived? Direction, home to home, girl, you find them all the time. Are you listening?
No, really, my heart knows a way, but I can't make out what it's trying to say. This life is much harder than I heard about. See, I'm a good person, it's supposed to work out.
It's not about goodness tonight. Never mind what your ancestors brought. They wrought something rotten, and now the world rots, and legacy lasts whether we want it or not. Conscious particles. A fuck improvement. Cut the rotten out before it's too late.
So what then? I grovel? Is that what you want? I'm doing the best with the world that I've got. I know I'm not perfect, I'm better than some. I can answer for what others have done.
It's not about answers for pain, or excuses for ill-gotten gain. The legacy left leaves you living a choice. Compose something true, or you're out of the noise. You're gonna be tired and angry if you keep chasing without listening. What are you after? You preserving a sacred expression of the human experience, or are you chasing some power afforded to you by fame?
I wanted that podium. I wanted that job.
So you're gonna be the girl who lost a job? That suits you? Because that's easy to be. You can spend your whole life disappointed as a girl who lost the jobs. But get to the work, and your opportunities can be boundless.
The wilderness fades with a knock on the door.
Yes?
The maid enters and hands D'Zama a telegram.
A telegram? You're looking... How are you feeling?
Hello, Ruthie. Thank you.
And a reporter was outside.
Oh?
He wanted to know if the 1,200-mile bike trip was worth the effort and if it improved your figure.
Oh. Can a train ticket still be arranged for me?
Of course. Will you return to Boston?
Mother is ill. Stop. There will be music wherever you are. Stop. Please come home. Stop. Ruthie, am I meant to enjoy this life?
It does not appear enjoyable.
The train ticket. Please change the destination to Portland, Oregon.
Scene 9, a music studio, Portland, Oregon, 1933. D'Zama opens the studio door and welcomes the first small student.
And I can even read it to you if you want, actually. In fact, I'm gonna read it now.
D'Zama agreeably assumes her teacher's seat, holding the child's petite instrument while he reads.
Within each day of time's flowing sands, enchanted by the daily commonplace of man's accomplishment within God's grace, I hold the tender miracle of hands, so shaped and made to serve the knowing will, most marvelous of all created things. From this twin source, so much of wonder springs to stay my breath with beauty's quiet thrill. The newborn's hand, pink budded like a rose, the sculptor's hand, the surgeon's hand, each two that humbly toil until the task is through, the hands that teach and pray as mankind grows, so shaped and made to serve the fluent mind. Hands are the most dearest miracles I find.
Oh!
Patience makes progress, and practice makes perfect. Pains will pay off, and the work will be worth it. Music is muscle and determination, so practice each day and you'll be a musician.
The other classmates arrive.
Practice makes progress, and practice makes perfect. Pains will pay off, and the work will be
worth it. Music is muscle and determination. So practice each day and you'll be a musician.
Patience, dear God, I need patience. I practice a smile while they play. Pain is bad Mozart for endless duration. It's work not to turn and run screaming away. Music is sacred until it gets slaughtered, but I'm determined that I will not quit. I'm practicing jazz with the notes that I've given, but God, these musicians are shit. Patience, D'Zama, keep breathing. Perhaps this is practice for the day. Who knows where life without children is leading? Just work to stay present on the way. Music for now is your family. Determine right now you'll keep growing. Practice believing your story is heavenly. Musician, make music, get going. The mathematician and astrophysicist Sir James Jean said, "The science of sound is related to at least 3 phases of human endeavor. It is utilitarian, intellectual, and lastly, aesthetic." Well, that might be, but the musical vagabond loves the sound of a full orchestra. Oh, but today we hear too much noise. Noise, which is a word of doubtful etymology, comes, so some claim, from the Latin nausea. Others say it has come from noxio, which means harm or hurt, but all I know is that noise hurts! Stop it! Whether we mortals hear noise or music, the sounds of both are made by the air moving back and forth in waves. Uneven wave patterns create noise, which has no clearly defined pitch, while even wave patterns create what we choose to call music. Now, children, all together.
Patience makes progress, and practice makes perfect. Things will pay off, and the work will be worth it. Music is muscle and determination, so practice each day, and you'll be a musician.
Patience is someone keep playing. Perhaps it is life before the rain. No
classroom. In the corner, D'Zama spots her testore violin. She places her hand on the wood and triggers a flight of memories. Scene 10, a home, Seattle, Washington, 1912. D'Zama's mother appears scrubbing laundry.
Dee?
Yes?
Get your hand out of there.
Why?
I beg your pardon.
Sorry, Mama. Yes, Mama?
Dee, who have you been running around with this morning?
No one, Ma.
Sit down and brush that hair. And what smells like tobacco?
Nothing. I don't smell anything like tobacco. Nothing smells like tobacco to me.
Your pa is home. He got in the middle of the night.
Oh, I didn't hear him.
You were sleeping.
Where's he been?
Don't know that.
How long is he staying home this
Don't
time?
know that.
Do you
what
know?
I know, Dee, is that he brought you that. I told your father he should know very well that you'll never settle down to practice that thing, let alone play it.
D'Zama looks at the violin, spellbound.
Beautiful, isn't it? Listen to me. If you promise me you'll quit beating up boys...
Well, it was only one
Dee,
boy. And he was bullying.
You're using the wrong tools to make things right. Do you believe me?
Yes, Mama.
Besides, you'll need nimble fingers to play the violin. No more bruised, swollen knuckles, you hear?
Shift, Seattle, Washington, 1918.
Say, how would you like to play in the Methodist Baptist Church Orchestra?
I'd love to, but Clay, I'm a Unitarian.
But musicians are expected to play anywhere, everywhere, and at any time.
Shift, 1923.
Wanted. A girl violinist to tour with Roadshow. Apply to the show manager.
I've been elated.
Name?
D'Zama Murielle.
For God's sake, where'd you get such a name?
My dad gave it to me.
Oh, well, we can't use that name with our show. Ireland Nation. I'm gonna bill you as Evelyn Alcott.
Why that? I'm not even Irish.
Irish or not, you're gonna be known as Evelyn Alcott, cousin to Chauncey Alcott, the Irish singer. That's right, the Chauncey Alcott. Right this way, folks.
Well, I have questions.
Evelyn, you know why I hired you?
No, why?
Because no one else answered the ad. Now go take the tickets, would you?
Shift, Idaho, 1924.
All right, Evelyn. Would you like to stay on and tour into Wisconsin, Minnesota, Illinois?
Yes, but I must ask my mother.
I wish that you'd stay home, but if you must go, go.
Shift, St. Paul, Minnesota, 1924.
All right, gals. That's the third show with one spectator or less. I hereby declare this tour a bust. Best of luck to you all.
Well, surely there's a final payment?
Not getting payment if you're not making money. I'm a man of business.
Man or not, business or no, you cannot abandon us in a blizzard in St. Paul because the audiences cannot travel to our show because of a blizzard.
Well, that's show business, Evelyn. Enjoy Minnesota, gals. There's an ad for sales lady types at the Golden Rule department store. $15 a week, I hear.
Shift, Boston, Massachusetts, 1926.
You're a fine pianist.
I'm a conservatory student of opera.
And you're certain you're willing to play these stag parties?
We've got to start somewhere, right?
We will play nightly from 8 p.m. to 1 a.m. in the Scully Square joint.
Oh.
Shift, New York, 1927.
What do you want, Pip and Squeak?
Due to our hours and the atmosphere, we request a raise.
Why don't you girls get wise and join the oldest profession in the world?
Sorry, music is our profession.
Get him out of here.
Shift, Portland, Oregon, 1932, Third Baptist Church.
The no salary is not ideal, but to live is to conduct.
Oh, Miss Deasy, our trombonist manager wants to conduct.
I see. Well, I'm not interested in fiddling, so thank you for your time.
Miss D'Zama, could you give all the church members a chance to play in the orchestra if you are the conductor?
Well, I wonder.
They shake hands.
The first turnout was discouraging, but now we've 2 fair trumpet players and 2 good trombone players. I arranged for them to play hymns up in the belfry, and the congregation is growing each week.
Yes, thanks be to God. But, Denona, the members can ill afford to pay the minister, let alone a music director.
Well, I shall need to take on students.
Wonderful, you must.
The Reverend ushers in a congregant holding his fiddle.
He's a fiddler.
Yes?
I hesitate, as he will never become a violinist.
You no longer need the money?
I need the money.
All the more reason to accept. You might consider your time together a chance to expand his mind.
Perhaps.
Praise be.
A shift. The congregant's wife knocks on the door.
Miss Muriel!
Yes, please come in.
My husband is quite upset with you because you've stopped teaching him.
Oh, Mrs. Old Boy.
I'm sick of listening to him talk about you. He goes on from early morning until late at
I'm
night.
sorry, but
After dinner, he goes to the basement and makes one baton after another for you. He spends no time with me. And when I ask him to take me for a ride, he says that he's too tired.
But Mrs. Oh, ma'am, what would you like me to do?
Well, maybe if you taught me how to play violin, I could help him. Miss Muriel, he has such a crush on you.
Well, frankly, I have no
I
way
asked
to...
my doctor what I could do to slow him down.
Oh?
He prescribed saltpeter pills and suggested I drop them into his buttermilk.
And?
They were worthless.
Shift. The congregant is there for his lesson.
I can't get along without you. Every night I dream about you. I love you and want to marry you.
Your wife!
But she doesn't love me.
I don't love you.
She thinks more of her children than she does of me.
What, her children?
Miss D'Zama, if you'll just be my sweetheart, you can have my car, the house, and lot, and violins, many violins.
You are in a frenzied mood. I will keep still.
And I own some land in Southern Oregon that pays out gold. If you'll help me paint it, you can have all of it. Your music brings me to life.
A fairy horn sounds nearby. D'Zama slips out of the room. Scene 11. Moonlit ferry ride down the Hudson, 1931.
Hey, mister. You spare some change?
I could afford to change much, it seems. Oh. Here, friend.
D'Zama holds out a bundle of money.
But I'm afraid I'll need 2 of the dollars for the ferry just now. You take what's left.
But he palms the bundle and runs. D'Zama steadies herself.
Please!
He halts.
Please.
He turns.
I know that your need is true, but you see, if I cannot buy that ticket to the ferry, I will remain here. Maybe forever. My feet seemingly bolted to this place where I stand, and if I'm to stand still, please. Please. Perhaps you're a wanderer too. The honor and shame of the vagabond band. Please, just $1 or 2. I'll never be long if I'm stuck where I am. You know what it is to be lost. You know how it is all alone. But aren't we looking for moments, just moments, to finally feel home? I must get on that ferry. Please.
He plucks the fare for the boat from the crumbled bills, hands them to D'Zama, and exits. She boards the ferry.
The miracle moon on the water, the stern wheeler churning the foam.
9:12, on the Hudson, D'Zama gazes at the water. A gentleman approaches her.
Watch the stars.
What?
The water seems to intrigue you, but wonder at the stars.
Yes. It surprises me how much a small propeller can force this large boat through the water so fast.
Are you going to jump?
What?
Are you planning to jump?
No, heavens, no.
But your things, why not leave your things in your room?
Well, I haven't got a room.
Is there someone to pick you up once we dock? Have you a home? A vagabond, then, accompanied by the stars.
The stars.
A map of constellations.
Well, that's no guidance, no comfort. Simply a reminder of the inevitable.
Dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars, and see yourself running with them.
Who said that?
I,
Who said it before you?
Marcus Aurelius.
That's it.
A woman well-read.
It is vast darkness.
It is brilliant, beaming light.
That's a graveyard.
Good evening, Mr. Avar. Everything fine? Oh, ma'am. Allow me to have a crew member bring your belongings to the stateroom.
She hasn't got a room.
Why haven't you got a room?
She's penniless.
I have paid my ticket fare and I am taking up precisely the amount of space that I require.
I see. Miss Avar, Mr. Avar, I do apologize. Ma'am, there is absolutely no soliciting aboard our ferry.
Chap, have you got another room available?
One left, but not for nothing.
Rent me the last room. She can have it. And dare I ask, where is your husband? Are you running from him?
Do you know, I think Noah Webster must have had a premonition of my exact being when he included spinster in his dictionary.
A spinster, a musician.
Yes,
How novel. I can imagine the act.
it isn't an act. I am classically trained violinist. I'm a formally trained orchestral conductor and a conductor of bands. I have conducted in Salzburg, New York, Boston, Oregon, and
And
California.
somehow, I, a very knowledgeable supporter of the arts and of women's initiatives, have never heard of you.
Somehow. But you don't even know my name. Maybe you have heard of me.
A woman conductor, working internationally. I think I would know her name.
Well, to be frank, I haven't heard of you either, Mr. Avar. Why do the staff members know you?
I'm the same Mr. Avar whose family made it possible for a supposed working musician to travel the most of these places. Ferry, train, roadway, of course you've heard of me. Or rather, you've heard of my success. The success of my family.
That's some legacy.
You see,
D'Zama.
D'Zama, if you really wanted success, you'd have found it already. Legacy belongs to those who want it. Success belongs to those who work for it.
I am working very hard.
Play for me.
Play for you.
Let's hear it. Ought to be verifiable. And then I can say I heard one D'Zama Murielle play.
D'Zama takes out her violin. After bringing it to her chin, she hesitates and then puts it away.
Tell me, you're penniless, jobless, homeless. You've no husband, you've come from nowhere, you're going nowhere, and you can't play me a simple tune. Perhaps in truth, Mr. Webster was thinking you up when he included the word delusional. It's a wonder you didn't jump. Tell me this, could you disappear without anyone knowing? I think you could. And I wonder what you'll choose to do with yourself once you take time to reflect on what a shame that is. Aren't you ashamed?
The purser returns with a key.
It's the bridal suite.
Is a disappointed groom included?
There.
The purser extends the room key to D'Zama, but she does not take it.
Thank you.
Mr. Avar takes the key.
All fixed.
He holds it out to D'Zama.
You've still 3 hours to sleep before we arrive.
3 hours is hardly sleep.
3 hours is a lot of sleep.
D'Zama sets down her belongings and lies down on the deck.
I hope you've listened, Miss D'Zama.
He hands the room key and a tip to the purser.
I hope you've learned something valuable here.
He exits. As Mr. Avar departs, the wilderness rolls in, and with it, Einstein face up on a skateboard.
Hello.
D'Zama sits up.
Hello. I like it here. I don't know how I keep getting myself here, but oh, it sounds warm and it feels quiet.
I used to like bouncing in between.
I beg your pardon?
The bouncing, the curving from out there to in here, the peace here. No matter what woe or worry I was creeping onto out there, the peace here in comparison. It was always a good punchline.
Very funny. A little alarming.
She lies back down, face down.
What are you doing down there?
Lying on the ground.
Right. Because why?
I'm stargazing?
Are you?
No.
I fully agree with you concerning the pseudoscience of astrology.
You do?
The interesting point is that this kind of superstition is so tenacious that it could persist through many centuries. Truly, seafarers wagered their lives on the map of the stars. Still could if you needed to.
A musician's map is ambition and hope.
Ambition? This is a dangerous thing. And this can be a dangerous force too. It is good to observe.
Stars?
Sure, the birth of a star cannot actually happen. Actually, astronomers don't even call a star until there is sufficient heat in the core to spark nuclear fission. As if a desire from within overpowers the very force of gravity. A desire to reach. The longer we look at those stars and ask why are they speaking? Yes. What is their desire? Calling us to them from so far away? Why, they must know something they think we ought to know.
And how long will you go on gazing?
I have found that as long as I'm willing to listen, they have more to tell me. The longer we listen, the more expansive the arrangement of the universe becomes.
How cruel to not listen. If only I could stop all these attempts of hoping and surviving long enough to listen, then maybe I could live.
It is simple to listen.
Simple.
And it is our duty.
A duty.
Yeah, a duty to honor those before us and to respect those yet to come. And then we can hope that we give our brightest light as luminary remnants.
The wilderness fades. Einstein exits. D'Zama tries to listen.
There is a depression. There is a war. Now they call the depression great. Now it's a war among the world. I hear it. We will make music out of misery. I and we will shape our dignity in these moments of grief. Musician, make music. Get going.
Scene 13, Portland, Oregon, 1941. A radio broadcast plays. D'Zama appears with a camera and a modest suitcase. She's packing her car, Henry.
An excursion along the historical Oregon Trail and a $15 jalopy, whom she's named Henry.
But why, Sal? Have women really run out of ideas to do around the house?
Well, Bob, she says she's going to collect musical instruments as evidence of music making by the pioneers making the journey and the natives they befriended and before.
She's an energetic woman, Sal.
That's right, Bob. A lover of adventure.
I saw her photograph in the paper. Did you see this, Sal? She's wearing a men's suit coat,
But to keep warm.
riding breeches,
To keep the bugs out.
field boots,
To fend off snakes.
and a French beret.
We.
And you must call her intrepid after seeing her vehicle for the excursion to Independence, Missouri, the starting city of the Old Oregon Trail.
Air conditioned in every sense. There's no roof. We'll see if she makes it back.
That's right. Her Portland Women's Symphony has a concert in September. Let's hope she makes good time.
Let's hope her meantime roadway symphony won't be sputtering spark plugs, hissing tires, or plugged up gasoline lines.
D'Zama shuts off the radio. Suddenly, the wilderness appears again, and Rosemary is there.
Are you late,
Yes.
D'Zama?
I think so.
You're living in a normal people world, where everybody's gotta stick to the rules. Otherwise, they can tell you're a weirdo.
Well, I am weird.
Don't tell them that.
Why ever not? If I announce it, I will garner attention. And if I garner attention, the work can find me.
D'Zama, they'll try and fix you. Some of them will try and fix you with their hate, others with their fear.
Well, I don't require fixing.
Deadliest of all, some will try and fix you with their love.
Well, I imagine love would be nice.
Be careful what you wish for,
It seems easy to say that I would welcome love if it were to appear.
no matter how it arrived.
Do you mean other than in human form?
Where are you going?
I'm looking. I'm seeking. Perpetually, it would seem.
For?
Answers.
How will you know when you found them?
When they make sense.
What are the questions?
How and why, and mostly why not?
Can I come?
Can you come?
Can I come with you?
Can you?
I'm asking.
Well, so am I. What are the rules?
Rosemary shrugs and climbs into the car. D'Zama shrugs, climbs in next to her and starts the engine, and begins driving. But the car is quite loud.
In all of my searching and dreaming, I have known that we are social beings. Along this trail in the strangest of nooks and crannies of the earth, in caves and rivers and museums. Evidence! Artifacts of communion!
You are not an artifact. You are an organism.
Growing all the time!
Dying all the time.
Yowza.
What is life spent alone? Digging up and drying up riverbeds.
Of use?
To who? Find your communion.
Henry rattles and breaks down. The wilderness and Rosemary disappear. D'Zama climbs out of the car. Scene 14, Eureka, Idaho, 1942.
All right, Sir Henry. What quandary are you serving for breakfast today?
She lifts the hood.
Oh, sunlight comes early on the desert. Rosemary? Rosemary?
Two children appear.
What are you looking for?
Well, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I keep searching. But right now, I'm looking to see what needs fixing.
What's that?
Mexican clay bells.
What's this?
A chieftain's bugle.
What's that?
A bone flute.
What's that?
Well, that is a leak. Must be the radiator.
Will you be stuck here? Will you live here now?
First, I'll see if tidying the clamps won't get us to our next stop.
Mama says there's no leaving this place.
Oh, yeah? Where is your mama?
Are you a musician?
Yes, why?
Do you play all these?
Well, our ancestors played these. I play the violin.
Do you give music lessons?
Yes, why?
Will you give us some lessons?
Yes, if you'll wait.
For
For
what?
what?
Well, until I finish this dirty job.
Yes!
They try very hard to wait, but find that they cannot.
How about, while you wait, you get some paper and a pencil?
They fetch paper and pencil and hand it to D'Zama.
What's that?
Well, I have drawn here a staff, a G clef, and a few notes. And here I am writing down the musical alphabet. Study these while I finish up.
They try very hard to study them and find they cannot.
It's all Greek to you?
Well,
What's
that's
all
Greek.
All right, get your violin and play me a tune.
They do.
What a rare collection of fiddles and such bows.
One is hairless, and the second has half the number of required hairs.
May I take a look? Okay, simply a few pieces of wood, scrap-shaped and glued together with strings of catgut.
Ew.
Actually, sheep entrails.
Ew.
Shall we make one mighty fiddle?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll select the best sound box. Now we'll borrow one of these pegs, and for the tailpiece, we'll use this one. Okay, let's see about a bridge. This one's a little warped. This one's a little more warped. We'll need this sound post, and as for the string...
Do we have enough?
Well, ordinarily, a violin has 4 strings, but these are no ordinary violins, are they?
Here.
The child hands her a worn-out mandolin.
Where did you...
No.
The younger child hugs the mandolin tightly.
What if he never comes back?
Mama can play it.
She won't.
Yes, she does.
She knows how, but she doesn't.
Where is she?
She goes walking, looking for food.
So, some days she doesn't come home until tomorrow.
Oh, and who does this mandolin belong to?
Papa,
And where is your papa?
he went to be a man of value.
Valor.
Your papa went away to learn how to be a soldier.
Very far away.
I see. Before I started this trip to search for forgotten old instruments, I had a special job. Would you like to know what it was? I have a music workshop back home, and in my workshop I received instruments of all kinds who needed tune-ups. Well, more mandolins than I could count, in fact. Once I had the instruments in tip-top shape, they were put onto a big ship. And then they sailed to a place very far away where brave papas and brothers and vagabonds too could play them while they learned about being men of valor.
Your instruments help Papa be brave and not to miss us too much?
Your papa is brave. And so are you.
He offers the mandolin to D'Zama, and she begins to remove the strings from the mandolin.
The human heart's a seasoned violin. 4 masters play the 4 responsive strings. The G that groans, the D that softly plays, the A that laughs, and treble E that sings. G. A somber span across the gulfs of night, whereon the master of a hopeless prayer has improvised a cheerless melody of echoes from the valley of despair. D. The master's soothing chord when sorrow weeps, and hope, the quiet comforter, is near. A strand of sunlight shining in the bow, but on the string, the beating of a tear. A. The mellow note of love that out of tune is harsher than raw sorrow or despair, but under master touches clear and true is sweet as swallows wooing summer air. E. The silver thread that glimmers in the weave of every masterpiece, a whistling one, first strung in on the wondrous violin, and plays it now, the silver string of joy. G, D, A, E. But when the masters play, the 4 is one, despair and love and joy and sorrow's part. Oh, then, and not until then, shall mortal hear the strangest, sweetest music of the heart. Do you like poetry?
Was that poetry?
Yes.
Then yeah.
Me too.
Me too. And this bridge isn't warped. We can adjust that to fit the violin. And in partnership with a bow.
Whose hairs were those?
These?
Yes?
Were these your hairs?
No.
Well, they certainly aren't for my head.
No.
The best bow hairs come from the tails of Russian horses. Okay, now we need some rosin to set the strings to vibrating. There! While the hairs dry in the hot sun, I'll finish working on Henry. Then I'll give you a lesson.
Mama.
Mama.
Their mother appears.
Who's this?
Oh, my name is D'Zama.
Broken down?
Well, I do believe we have it solved with great help.
Then I'll bet you can go ahead and leave now.
Mama, she fixed it. Listen.
The young child presents the repaired violin and plays it.
And Mama, she's gonna give us lessons.
She's got to be on her way.
Oh, I really don't mind. I'm already off schedule and only a little off my route, so there's nothing quite like a sweet melody to soothe the day.
We don't want soothing.
Mama, she gave us 2 oranges. It was the yummiest, scrummiest orange.
And we saved you the other.
So sweet, it made my teeth
Give it
hurt.
back. Don't take the lady's food.
Well, I have one more.
You'll need that down the road.
I want
No,
it.
thank you.
D'Zama smiles and hands the orange back to the child who takes it.
I wonder, there is room, and
For what exactly?
well, you could ride with me. All of you. See what waits us down the road.
We're not leaving this place. This is our home. The children are waiting for their father.
I could...
There's nothing you can do for us, and we have nothing to offer you. I thank you, leave.
Perhaps you could leave notice for the children's father. Well, come with me. We'll find better answers and more hopeful...
Please leave. We don't want your hope. We can't use your hope here. Leave.
D'Zama is temporarily paralyzed, but she manages to turn towards the car. The children run to hug her. She breaks away from them, gets into Henry and drives.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Scene 15, stranded. Henry breaks down to pieces, and D'Zama gets out in a rage.
I am trying against many odds to be. I've been trying all along to be, like those children. But they'll grow up to be wanting and reaching and needing and suffering because there is no understanding of how to be what I want to be. What they might want to be and what they could be when we are corresponding with an environment that was never built for us. Why didn't you build us a world where we could decide? I am corresponding with my environment!
The lights shift, the wilderness arrives, and Ludmilla is there.
This is not correspondence. You're giving cues.
If this world is not built for me, then why am I here? I want to participate. I want a world where I can participate. Then there'd be no want to die any sooner than you must, because from the moment you are born, you are cradled into a band, a fabric. These many hands and many ears and many answers, woven so that if one thread might falter or receive injury or vanish from the knitting, the weave will adapt to absorb the strain, to stretch and adjust with great tenderness. The fabric of this people, it accommodates, it evolves for this new life, this different life, not out of burden, not out of martyrdom, out of mercy, out of curiosity, out of hope. Because this life, this small life, suffers the consequences earned over the epochs of humanity.
Huh. We got plenty of it right, didn't we? The babies, as an example. They're nice. Jazz. That's nice.
Yes, fine, jazz and baby procurement, but life must offer more than jazz.
A thunderclap.
What is there to want more than the sweet innocence and spontaneity of jazz listening? And what more wisdom can you beg for than the wisdom and humility and anguish that charge through the body when you hold in your hands a tiny being?
Oh, I've not held in my hands a child of that size. A person, a being, as you say. I've no children. I've been quiet. Oh,
Is everything all right?
yes, I remember. I'd forgotten until this moment. I held my brother. Thank you
For
for helping me to think of him in such a profoundly happy moment. I haven't been able to think of him at all in some time.
will you tell me about holding him?
He was tremendously small. Well, so was I would have been 4. He was perfect. I couldn't believe it. And so complete, in a sense. Too pure for the earth, but complete in his humanity, his tiny, beautiful humanity.
What did he tell you?
Tell me?
What did you know? Within that moment.
Let's hold us. He said, hold me. Oh, of course he didn't say it, but that was years ago. How many years ago? When I belonged to that unit, my family.
No family now.
Oh, they've managed just fine. I was always the odd one out. After Wallace died and Marg married and Seth stayed behind in Seattle, well, I suppose most families aren't the units they once were. Everyone is content with living their private lives.
So it's a malfunction of our society here in the West.
You said here. Just before, you said here in the West.
I'm not sure what revelation that is, or what might be the question.
Well, you mentioned the societal malfunction here in the West, as though you and I are together. Here, and here is the West. We, West, together, in this wilderness. Where is this place?
This thinness? It is a ven. This pocket of cozy, unhurried peace, nestled between vibrations of a hum, is a ven. But go on. Life is hard in the West, Nana.
Well, hard is fine. Hard can be worthy. Life hurts.
Ha! Life hurts!
It really does.
It does! Life hurts so bad!
My life is lonesome.
Lonely can hurt, but alone is safe. Can you stay inside the moment alone? Can you stay within yourself?
Perhaps no.
You tiptoeing toward voluntary new euthanasia?
No.
And there would be no want to die any sooner than you must.
May I humbly remind you that I was referring to...
Let's slow down.
I was referring to... I understand that other people experience this profound disconnect, this palpable response when they consider the amount of goodness they feel they can successfully contribute to the world while here, and compare that to the pain they cause and suffer just to belong, the cost of existing, to know all the needs there exist in the world, to know in your bones that no matter the effort, there will be no end to the suffering and genuine, urgent need for the very basics of survival.
You're solving all the world's needs.
We need breath and shelter and food and peace.
Do not pour your focus into the mistakes of the past without any semblance of gratitude for the clarity in those darkest moments that they provide. Unless you're still in those moments. Those mistakes of the past, are you there or are you here?
But we must fix it. We must change it. If we tell these horror stories again and again, are they not bound to be incorporated and reinvented into the new horrors with new era-appropriate underscores?
Healing is not linear. Not for a person, not for people. You want a sterile, clean path to the future? A disconnection from past pain? And no lessons learned because no mistakes were made? Fresh start?
Oh, that certainly sounds more peaceful.
You mistake peace for life. That's easy listening. How can you create harmony with only sameness? Harmonizing requires distinction and difference. The very essence of an intoxicating harmony is the centrifugal force that pulls different divergent sounds toward the same tonal home. Aren't you a musician?
Yeah, hopelessly, yes. And a vagabond of sorts.
Huh.
And a music museum creator.
Tell me, what is the use of music?
The use?
If there is war, and hunger, and illness.
The relief. It is a container that holds the astronomic pains and pleasures of being alive. It is a shelter for hope, open to anyone who needs to visit. A holding space for boundlessly deep longing that can be felt and then set down. And to make music, to give music. You carve these vibrations in the air, you etch this melody or sculpture or drape of vibrations, honestly, from the nucleus of your being, and you offer this out into the shared experience, out into the world. It is simultaneously an epiphany and a memory. It is enough to live for. The electric, pure moment you share with another eviscerates every modicum of fear, and you remain briefly so free, falling profoundly into relief. And then comes the inevitable exhale. But this exhale can only truly be uttered once you've divinely, profoundly recognized another as your same. Just two nuclei bonded by a nostalgic discovery. Yes. I'd say that is my use of music. An addiction to the intoxicating exchange of vibrations. And I seek that relief every waking moment.
D'Zama, that relief you feel, that's listening. Master that. Be a master of the moment. And then you give your magic there where you are.
But there is preparation and subdivision and anticipation and thinking ahead and outsmarting the patriarchy and proving my worth. There is work to be done to get where I am going, to where I could go. There is a legacy I am capable of building.
How will you ever get there if you don't know where you are? Listen!
Right now?
Yes? Are you listening to this moment?
No.
Then?
I'm listening.
And this moment?
If I don't follow the right rules, I will be found out.
Oh. What will happen then?
Well, no, I'm different.
Oh, different. Let them.
Well, they will see my inabilities.
Let them.
Well, they won't want to see me.
Let them.
Well, they won't understand me.
Let them be confused.
What will my legacy be if I don't break these barriers I
Your
find?
legacy is none of your business. You just be. You just be. Be here. Be there in this very moment. Listen to this one small moment. Hear it. Not the moment before now, not the one after. There is no shame to listen. Do you hear the susurration? Do you hear the beats? Here?
Ludmilla gently touches D'Zama's heart.
Here is right where you are meant to be. Right here, right now. You're the culmination of all of you've done, and now it's your turn. You must listen. What do you hear? Are you listening? There's some music that arises from your bones. Keep persisting. If you learn the song, you'll never be alone.
I've been lonely, just a vagabond without a sense of your hand, knowing much of the music will not go as planned. So you try to play jazz with the notes as they land, and you must begin keeping time.
The melody is already complete. No more resisting. A lasting legacy is found beneath your feet.
Maybe to be an outsider like me gives you the distance to see what I see, beyond all that is into all that could be. So you keep on keeping time. You keep on keeping the world you're dreaming. Keep on listening and striving and scheming. You keep on keeping time.
Yes, you're listening.
Keep on keeping time. There's a strumming, there's a dancing that the world demands of you. But there's a drumming, there's a rhythm from within that rings more true.
We return to D'Zama's ghostly, cluttered apartment. Seth returns. He's brought help.
Just the whole lot of it. Maybe something's of use to you.
What is it mostly?
A mess of music and my late spinster sister's idea of treasure. I'm not sure if this is the job you were hoping for.
I'm grateful for the work. Hopefully I can make a difference here.
I hope so too. I gotta go.
Seth exits, and the stacks transform into silhouettes of trees in a wilderness. The woman turns and sees that D'Zama is there.
Use my bones to beat the rhythm, stretch my skin to cover the drum, rattle my skull, empty and full, return my flesh to the clay for the worm, and begin building this moon's womb. Can you